Alright, so we're about 5 hours into our prospecting trip here. It's gotten dark on us. We just checked out a showing, which will be in another video. It's got decent gold, silver, and copper, 3 parallel veins. So what we're doing now is we're doing a little gold panning here on a small little creek. There's a couple waterfalls. We're going to be doing some soil sampling. Hopefully we're going to find the source of the gold eventually. But right now we'll dive into the soil sampling and gold panning. Okay, so there's your first little waterfall. You can see the water's cutting through this rock. And you got your second waterfall up here. There's my prospecting partner. He's taking some soil samples right now. And we're going to do some panning. Okay, so the first sample we're doing is of this moss here. Make sure you got to make sure you clean your pan before. You don't want to cross-contaminate your samples. We'll just do a couple pans here and we'll take the rest back to the shop. It's getting late, so we'll pan those out tomorrow. So you got quite a bit of black sand in there. Looks like there's a little bit of sulphides. You got a couple fines right there, and another piece right there, another piece right there, but no nuggets. But all in all, it's a good pan. Okay, so that was the first pan. We're going to do a bunch more, and we're going to take some of the samples back and pan them back at the shop where it's a little lighter out and we can see better. So we're going to take some here at the base of this waterfall. We're going to take some over here. We're going to take some right here. The rocks kind of look like riffles, so it almost would act like it's a natural sluice box. And we'll pull some samples out of that, as well as over here where the bend is. And there's also another little runoff creek right there. We'll take some samples there, and then a couple more down at the waterfall. We'll probably take about 10 samples, and then we'll head back and see what we get. So when we're taking samples, when we're confined to a small area like this, we're really sampling about 20 meters upstream near an outcrop. So this is what we're doing. We're just putting the ID of the sample. We do a lot of sampling, so we have a lot of samples at our shop, and this will mark the ID of the location. We're doing a stream sediment sample, and this sample was found near a gabbro outcrop with sulphides, and there's a bedrock exposure below a waterfall where there's natural riffles. So that's where this sample was taken. We're going to finish off our sampling, and then we'll do another pan and we'll head back to the shop. Okay, so you can see all the moss here. This is definitely a great spot to sample. I know the water level does get above this. So this will almost act as that like miner's moss and capture all the gold. So we're taking a sample here. You can see the little pockets of sand and fine material in there. So we're going to sample this whole thing as well and do a pan from that. Alright, so you got a little bit of black sand in this one. A couple very, very, very small finds, but again, no nuggets. Alright, so we've panned out a couple samples here. Got some finds, but nothing nugget-wise. You can see this is a tree that's been uprooted and washed down here. We've taken some samples from underneath there. That's looks like it could catch gold in there. And we've taken a couple down below here, below this tree, here, up on the banks, and we're gonna head back now and be a little more careful with the panning and pan back to the shop, and we'll show you what we can find. All right, so we're just back here panning down the material. You can tell already that there's some decent gold in this. I saw a couple flakes when I was panning this out, so we'll finish panning it out and get down to the good stuff. So we've panned 2 of the samples down, and we got fine gold in both. Nothing nugget wise, but this pan has turned out to be good so far. You can see right there, small little picker. Nice little picker there as well. So we'll finish panning this down, and we'll do one more after this. We'll pick one of the better pans and show that. Alright, so take a look at this. Look at all those nuggets. You can see some sulphides in here as well. Wow, look at that. I'd say this is probably one of the best pans I've had in years. Let's clean it out a bit more. So when you're cleaning your gold, a lot of people like to use the snuffer bottle. I personally like these tweezers. The one right here, I trimmed it so you can pick up a lot coarser gold. So after we clean out our gold, we generally put everything in sample bottles, and it's all labeled location, date, sample ID. That way we can input everything into the computer. We can keep our samples organized. That way we know where everything came from, how much we got, and this is what we do when we're doing exploration programs. And then afterwards, when we're done with the program, we'll take out the gold. Okay, so this is the remnants of sample pan number 9. It's the last one that we are are going to do. You can see that there's quite a large amount of sulphides in there, and you can see there's a couple pickers in there as well. The last pan we just showed was I think sample number 5, and it was very, very, very decent for golds. A lot of coarse gold, not a lot of fine gold, a little bit of magnetite, some sulphides in there. So we think that this sample and sample number 5 are pretty close to the source. So we're definitely going to be going back and seeing if we can find a bedrock exposure, maybe a vein, and maybe pull some nice high-grade gold ore off. So you can see this is quite a bit more sulphides than the last one even. The last one had a bit more gold than this one does, but again, this is very decent for gold for a single sample, so definitely going to be going back and exploring. These two samples are pulled off from the same area on that little creek, so you can see there's multiple colors in there. So we're going to weigh everything up and see how much we got for this pan and the previous pan. Alright, so we took 9 samples total. Sample number 1, 3 to 5 colors approximately, very fine. Number 2, nil for gold. Number 3, 3 to 4 small flakes. 4, multiple fines. 5, 12 pickers and some nice fines. Nil for gold, but we got lots of sulphides in that pan, lots of magnetite. We got some fines in sample number 7, fines and 1 picker in sample number 8, and 8 pickers and small fines in sample number 9. So these 3 samples here, 5, 8, and 9, are all in the vicinity about 10 feet, so we think we may have found the source. And we're going to keep prospecting the area and keep pulling out some gold as long as it's still there. And this is the gold that we pulled out. So generally we don't like to cross-contaminate our samples, but we decided after everything's all weighed and logged that this is the gold that we're going to be giving away. So next video, stay tuned for that. This is as a thank you for reaching 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching our videos. And there's about 3 grams of gold here, so we're going to be giving about 4 grams of gold away. Stay tuned for that next video, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.